over the fucking place in here. Okay, I think I just went into a new video, so I'm going to have to explain what I'm up to here. I'm on the Tripping Sponge channel. It's Rick, A Tripping Sponge is the name of the channel. And busting his balls a little bit about this video that he's got up, a research vid. And throughout it, we're just running into different things here and there that are going on. Some of them in his camera, some of them that he's just, doing strange things. So we're just going to continue to look around in here. So I was just pointing out in the last video, you got to keep an eye on, there's some shit in Rick's camera, a long stretch here with these blobs, and there's a couple other little blobs around. But the imagery is packed in here, so if you can get your head around what we're looking at here. It's digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the cloud level. Unfortunately, you're going to have to, if you go to this video, you're going to have to pay attention to what's what. You're going to have to know where his blobs are and where the imagery is. See, like, there's a big face right here that's really nice and crisp and clear, and I'd be able to show it to you good, but this blob is going to throw it off, and the shape of the blob is a little bit strange, too. So I'll just keep pausing and playing so you can look around in here a little. Okay, so he comes to the snow, and I got to be grateful for this too, because I was pissing and moaning about it last time that he came to the snow, because he gave me, not to the snow, but to ground. It was just in the ground. It was the beach front or whatever, waterfront. And there was too much human influence. This time, I don't see any human influence. I see just snow that fell on the ground all over the place. And how does it fall? How does it land? What does it do? It does it this way. This is digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon. You can pick out the triangular shapes of the nanocarbon as they leave their mark. You can see the imagery that they create. You can see the builders doing their job. And this is from the veil to the ground. It works this way, people. Maybe I'll throw a red filter on for the fuck of it. I don't need any filter myself. You will all see this all with your eyes everywhere you go. Don't let it scare you. Don't let it freak you out. It's nothing scary about it. It's seeing the system for what it is. Finally, everybody gonna fucking wake up. Right now, everybody's not gonna wake up, right? Wake up. Okay. So much imagery, I do not even know where to fucking begin, okay? So here we go, and I'm going to pat Rick on the back. In one video, I'm fucking picking on him and telling him, what the fuck are you doing to me? Next video, I'm patting him on the back. Okay. Image within image within image within image. Look around. I can start pointing them out. I can trace them. They're clear, crisp imagery everywhere. Okay, and as we do this, I keep pointing out. People will tell you, oh, you're just seeing what you want to see. Just seeing what you want to see. No, you are not seeing what you want to see. Think of all the things that you know of in your life. Where, and I'm going to bust Rick's balls a little bit because he just aggravated me with this fucking last couple videos I did. But where are the tarot cards, everybody? Where are the tarot cards? Show me the tarot cards. You know what a tarot card looks like, right? Show me the deck of playing cards. You have an imagination, right? So in the system, these builders, if this is your imagination, all these images that I'm showing you, these faces of feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, as I'm showing you these images, think of all the things you know of in your life, right? Think of them all. I'm going to throw some blue on this. I'm going to throw a blue filter on too. I'm going to start with, there's so much in here. I'm having a hard time of even deciding where the fuck I want to go. Where do I want to start? So, anyways, yeah, think of everything that you know of. Even the things in your imagination. They don't even have to be things that you can touch and feel in your reality. They can even be in your imagination. You have an imagination. So even use those. And what I mean by that is, don't show me Santa Claus. Because if you show me Santa Claus, I'm just going to say, yeah, that's a human face. I want to see things that you're going to show me that are in your imagination, that are outside the realm of and they better not be shadow imagery either, by the way, because I was on some flat Earth channels yesterday, and I'm going to bring you guys in and show you some of what some of these flat Earthers are calling imagery, and it's not. It's shadow imagery. And dinosaurs, for example, are in your imagination. They were put there, part of your programming. There's no such thing as dinosaurs. There never was. Not at least not going back 4.6 billion years ago, at least. I mean, that's all bullshit. So there might have been a creature that one time walked this earth that resembled some of the what we call dinosaurs. More likely, they were large walking birds. Maybe didn't even have any wings or anything like that, but a lot of their other body features looked like birds. And I say that because of their feet and everything like that, and their toes being webbed and things like that. I'm only going by the evidence that I can see that we have clay dinosaur tracks. You know, you can go look at dinosaur tracks, places and stuff. But as far as their bodies go, I highly doubt they were as large as they're definitely not named dinosaurs. That whole thing is all just bullshit. It was just some large fucking bird that one time walked on this earth and left its tracks here and there. If it wasn't a psyop, because even that could have been a big psyop. And I'm going to be looking at different shit here, so you guys look at whatever you want. I'm seeing some things that look like possible body imagery, so that's what I'm looking around for as I'm looking around. So, you guys, get what you want. What I'm noticing, I'm finding a pattern in body imagery is always shadow image. It's always shadow imagery when I see it at the ground level or the cloud level. But in the moon, I can actually get detail in it. In the body imagery, that's one big difference. It's been that way since I found it. Since I found the nanocarbon, it's been that way. So I would like to find confirmable body imagery. And then even in the heart of stone, I see what could be the chest of a horse and the hooves of a horse. So there are other creatures that I would love to see in here. But again, if you see them, it's got to be more than shadow imagery to be confirmable. Otherwise, it's just shadow imagery. And the shadow imagery might have a big part in all this as far as how they came about to be in our reality. I guess I'll say it that way. How did these things, everything above the feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, right? That was the creator's original creation. And they show it to us. The system shows it to us over and over and over again. People, when we die, when these shells of ours die off, we go back to an electromagnetic nanocarbon form. These triangular shapes that you're seeing everywhere, they're leaving their marks in this ground right here because they're builders. They're building this imagery. And this is what we go back to. We go back to our electrical selves. And we can come back to the shell. We're going to come back to the shell, over and over and over again. But in the original system, before we had these shells, before we became bio, everything was electrical like this. Everything was these triangular electromagnetic nanocarbon. Everything was like that. Look at them all everywhere. There's billions of them in here, so I can't keep pointing at them all. Look at the tiny little ones. Look at the large ones. Look at they're all over the fucking place. They're everywhere. Okay? So, to simplify it for everybody, because that's one of my aggravations is that everybody keeps bringing everything back to the religions. And Rick pulled out the tarot cards the other day. And yes, you'll get a lot of views and stuff like that for going into the tarots and going into Christianity and going into a flat earth realm or becoming a heliocentric dual or good, whatever. Yes, definitely you will gain some notoriety and people, but it's not the truth. It's not any kind of based on any kind of fucking reality. The reality that I'm trying to show you guys, you can see it for yourselves. You can go see all this for yourselves. And seeing it with your eyes first, that's so, I'm going to stay on that. I mean, the hearing is going to come into all the senses. All the other senses are going to come into play here. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it, how it all got changed. I'm getting closer and closer all the time. But unfucking believable. It's not fucking real, man. Let me go back to the red before I get off this snow. So this is just some snow that fell on the ground, packed full of fucking imagery for you to see. Electromagnetic nanocarbon system, and what I'm trying to explain to you is I keep getting thrown all over as usual. I'm all over the fucking place. Okay, when we die, what we call die, when humans say we die, we don't really die. It's just our human shell fucking goes back to dust, and the nanocarbon that makes up our shell is going to turn back to dust and goes back to the system. Well, so when you see people talking, let's say the trees, or trying to tap into these religions where whether it be the priest who or the psychic who talks to the afterlife. They're not talking to anything like that. They're just talking to these nanocarbon. It's an electromagnetic nanocarbon system, and we at one time were all electromagnetic. So now we become bio. I can take little bits and pieces of your Bibles and shit like that to try to explain this to you a little better, but don't be confused in thinking that I believe that Adam was a Adam and Eve story. Like, for example, the tree of life, I'll mention, because I'm going to start doing some videos on this in the next few series that I'm going to be doing, is because I gotta fucking do it. I gotta do it. Okay, Adam and Eve. When Eve ate the apple from the tree, the tree was bio. The apple tree was bio. It was unnecessary for us. We didn't need it. We were not bio species. We were not bio creatures. We were electrical creatures. We were builders. We came in these triangular shapes, just like you're seeing here. Just like when you look around you and you're breathing out of your mouth, you're breathing out ancient ancestors all around you. They're all around you. They're builders. They're building you. Okay? So we became these bio forms now. We became bio. Why only feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast are being shown to us by the builders? I believe me, I have a lot of questions to all this too. I only can explain to you what I've seen so far and what I've gotten down pat. I'll throw the theoretical shit around a little bit, but I'd rather have the evidence that I can show you, kind of like I'm doing now. This is visual evidence. There are other evidences that one thing will lead to the next, but you have to go look first to start with. You have to be able to go look and see what it is I'm showing you to start with. And don't be distracted by all your religions, because they're all full of shit. They're giving you the wrong way of doing it. In other words, if people think they're tapping into ancient relative that is in a tree, in their spirit, they call it a spirit rather than an energy. Sometimes they'll call it an energy, but usually they'll call it a spirit energy, right? Because it's all spiritual, they think. It's not spiritual. It's very electrical. Everything is electrical. And then my only way to explain that brings in further hypothesis that I don't want to do to you. I don't want to do that. You already had enough hypothesis. Like, for example, I could hypothesize and say, okay, well, if we picture somebody building an ant farm, for example, and they want to change up that ant farm to it's going to carry 5 different species that may not even get along all with each other. They may not. Like for example, feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast is what I'm getting at. So this ant farm could have beetles, juju bugs, a few different things. So whoever the creator was, or the creators, or whatever, it's still a possibility. It's still in the back of my mind, but I just don't have any evidence for it yet. So I cannot go and say, well, look around us, see all the evidence. Well, who else could create all this? Well, I'll tell you what, none of you fucking zombies out there are looking at what I'm showing you at all. You're not looking. So if you're not looking at what I'm showing you that's all around you, that's everywhere, then stop talking about your gods. Stop talking about your gods. Stop talking about your Matrix. Keanu Reeves is just an actor, people. He's just another human. And among the 7.2 billion actors that are on this earth, he's just one of them, okay? It's not reality. What's reality is what you can see for yourself. And everything you're going to see that I'm showing you here, you're going to see it with your own eyes. You're not going to need the cameras. I'm only using the cameras and filters because they took away contrast from us over the years. By changing our heavy metal balance in our bodies, changing the heavy metals that are in our atmosphere, they were able to do this, and they took away some of our contrast. I explain this in many of the videos that I do. I explain it as I go along. I'm going to hit play, and after this video ends, I'm going to stop. I also see a bunch of more smudges in Rick's equipment. So, I mean, maybe Rick's just making honest mistakes. You know, he may be just making some honest mistakes, and then maybe nothing, he's not out to get me. I'm going to keep coming back to this one for the snow because I want to move on. I'm going to see if I can push through this. Snow in a tree, same thing. You get the same thing. So I'm just pausing Rick's video. This is Rick's research video. Salesburg, November research, sky, smoke, snow, water. And so far, the couple little clips of the clouds were good. And this is really good. I mean, the snow is showing it all. Real good snow and trees. Again, getting to see different elements of the system working together to as the nanocarbon builds this imagery. So in other words, you're using the snow, the moisture, the trees themselves, the branches to land on, the wind, all these different elements are all being used to create this imagery for you so that you will see it and know the system. And what do we all do? Ignore it. Make up bullshit stories. Go read fucking tarot cards. You know, go watch television. Go watch the flat Earth fucking zombie shows. Go watch the NASA. Go watch NASA put up their fucking fake shit. Everything's outer space. Send our kids to school, to the indoctrination system. Have our children vaccinated and pumped with the heavy metals that are gonna thoroughly dumb us down even more and bring us more and more bio shit that's going to hurt our heavy metal makeup that we were supposed to have in order to be able to see all this more clearly. Fill us with distractions. Whether it's a little bit of fuzziness on your fucking camera, Rick, you son of a bitch, and then whether it's whatever it might be, it's all filled with distractions. So distractions have to be watched out for really closely too. Because people want to be distracted. And there is no danger in this. There's no... it's not going to ruin everything if everybody wakes up. Because I think that's a big fear for everyone. If I admit that I see this and I admit that I'm getting it now, then what's going to happen to my football games? What's going to happen to my soccer games? What's going to happen to my movie watching? What's going to happen to my car shows? Oh, my car shows. You know, all these different things. No, it won't be bad at all, people. It'll be much, much better. This is a technology that they stole from us. We gave to them. We sold ourselves out. But it has nothing to do with making things harder or worse on anybody. It's really not. It's not. Look at all the fucking imagery in there, man. The invention of the wheel is the reason why I'm saying that. The invention of the wheel. When I say the invention of the wheel was one of the biggest setbacks in mankind over the last few hundred years. It's not an exaggeration at all. It really was. The wheel was a huge, and I just mean circles in general, even in a clock. And I can't talk about every fucking thing that I'm getting into because I'm still putting a lot of it together in my head myself. 1 through 9, the numbers 1 through 9. The idea that the moon is a circle is a bullshit story as well. The moon is only around for 2 to 3 days per month, but yet everybody refers to the moon as being round. We have a good imagination and we use it. We use it well to distract us from reality. The imagination land of science, religion, all that, it's just imagination. And that's what gets us there. So there might be some clues to that as I'm watching and I'm noticing that. There might be some clues to all that. So, in other words, in the absent, in the shadows, in the absence, if these shadow images never become clear, I'm seeing something that I wanted to bring in. Okay, I'll give you an example of it right now. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can if I crop it. Gotta take this light out of your eyes for you. Hold on. Pull it back in for myself. Okay, I might have to crop this for you. Hopefully the video don't end. Because otherwise you're going to just get the canine. I'm just going to point at it because this video is going to end in a minute anyways. All right, I'm trying to bring you right up to the right eye of it. Okay, this right eye right here of this image that I'm going to try to bring you into, okay? The other eye for it, because it's a high eye, it goes up like this. And you might know what I'm getting at. Now, I don't see any teeth coming out in the front. Now, I'm going to follow the mouth line. Comes right this way. Comes all the way out here and goes back that way, right? Can't see it on the other side, but I'm just assuming. Okay, so the line comes up this way. I don't see any teeth coming out of it. Now, I've got the what is it? Rodent, canine, another canine, looks more in the bulldog area. I got all those going up, leading up to what I'm about to try to show you. But when it gets up to this eye right here, there's another eye for it that also goes up just like that on the other side. And this might fall out of the feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, beast category. So what I'm trying to get at is if they do, and we can, did I lose the other eye? I did. If we can get them to come out of those categories and anything more than shadow imagery, that might be the explanation for all the other creatures of the earth that are not included in this imagery. Because even if this turned out to be which it's not, I thought it was going to be, but it's actually not. I thought it was going to be somewhere in the crocodile, alligator, lizard type categories and stuff, but it's not. It's not going that way. That eye is not even used for anything like that. That's just my imagination, my human influence, my human construct. I'm wanting to find other things other than the feline, canine, ape, rodent, human, and beast. But it just came back to human in a few different ways when I went in on it. Yeah, it's filled with fucking imagery. So like Mount Rushmore, right? Is that Mount Rushmore? We put the president's face in the side of the mountains and shit, you know? Human construct, human influence. It was totally unnecessary. Didn't even need to. Those same images of those presidents are being done over and over and over and over again by this nanocarbon. The electromagnetic nanocarbon repeats imagery. We can see that every day. There are a million Brad Pitts. There are a million Jennifer Anistons. They're all out there. There are a million Michael Oziaks. My image, my shell is being used over and over and over again in this imagery. And same thing with the feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. There is no infinity. There's no infinite number of these things. There is a countable number. And they're all reused over and over and over again. The system recycles itself and reprocesses itself. It's an electromagnetic nanocarbon system. It's fucking amazing the way it all works. You can see it all work with your own eyes. So in Mount Rushmore, they'll carve out these faces in the side of the mountain, with tools that we built. We, as human builders, built this big fucking thing of Mount Rushmore. One of these days, I gotta take a minute and go in on Mount Rushmore and show you the shit. You're not gonna fucking believe it. It's like that with every mountain, every mountainside, all the famous mountainsides. I'm going to be going in on some of them. I'm going to be going in on those salt fucking mountains that they try to tell you are giant trees at one time. No, sorry people, there were no trees. There were no trees. We became bio right around that time. So 4 to 6 thousand years ago, we either became. I don't think that's when that wasn't the start of time. I'm not saying 4 to 6 thousand years ago was the start of time. I'm saying that 4 to 6 thousand years ago was a big time for us when we went from electrical over to more and more bio. I don't know if it's when we went from electrical to bio. I have a feeling we were already on our way to it, and we were already becoming somewhat bio. There might have been feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast all here on this earth as electrical creatures. And then when we ate from the tree of life that we call the tree of life, it was not the tree of life. It was the tree of death. It was the tree of becoming bio. So maybe becoming these bio creatures gave us some ability to feel things that we normally wouldn't be able to feel when we're on the other side. I'm going to get, again, a little bit of truth from some of the biblical stories. And I'm going to guess as a theory that that is true. Because I say that because when I'm watching the nanocarbon, when I watch the system work, the system doesn't see love. It doesn't see hate. It doesn't see any of the human constructed feelings that we bring up and talk about. It doesn't see prejudice. It doesn't see up, down, left, right, backward, forward. It doesn't see any of those things. It does not see or care about any of those things. The system, when I'm watching the system work, in other words, I'm watching our relatives work and build. I'm watching these electromagnetic nanocarbon when they're in cloud form, in the smoke, in the steam. Now that once I seen them in those areas, I was able to understand it better so that when I'm looking in the snow, I know that as this snow fell, these nanocarbon are all around us building this imagery for us as the snow fell onto these trees. Now, as this tree grew, or I don't know if you know he's on a tree right now or on the ground, whatever, but as these trees grew, same thing. Our bodies, as they're growing, it's continually pushing and pulling. As I'm waving my fingers, talking to you right now, I am continuously being built by these nanocarbon. This is the same nanocarbon that I'm telling Rick that don't bother with the tarot card shit. The connection between us all is right here. It's already here for us. It's instantaneous. We don't need cell phones. We don't need cameras to be showing each other all this shit. It should already be there. Unfortunately, we've become so fucking bio that everybody passes on it. Everybody passes on what's right in front of us that we can see, feel, hear, touch. We pass on that and go for these other things. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So to keep using human construct of human words and human things that we made up ourselves, just go watch the system work. Go watch the system work. They do not fucking care about any of these other things. So there might have been a reason to become bio. There might have been some reason that we wanted to become bio for these other things that we get to feel. Pain, for example, pain and joy and things of that nature. The electromagnetic nanocarbon are relatives on the other side. All these triangles that we're looking at right here in this one photograph that Rick has of the snow, they're leaving their traces. They're leaving their evidence in triangular shapes that they're here. They're here with us. Here we are. We're building you this imagery, and here we are in triangular form. This is our only purpose. We are here to do this, right? And they build everything. These builders, they build weather, all weather, tornadoes, hurricanes, rain, snow. These builders build everything. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to end it there because this video is long too, and the fucking video is going to time out. I'm going to keep going. I got to shut this camera down. All my batteries are dying. I'm going to have to go with the other phone camera in a minute, so I'll be right back.